Hi, Carolyn here with River Wild Camper Vans, and I'm excited to give you a tour of the van today and show you how a few things work. Let's start with your cab. Moving over to the windshield, you'll see a updated State Parks day use park pass. Can get you into all the state parks. All right, and there's the cab of your van. Moving over to the sink area. We've got utensils, cooking utensils, eating utensils, bowls, plates, cups up there, some River Wild camping mugs there in those cabinets. Your fridge will be in there. Under this bench seat is storage for your personal items. Over here we have your heater and your light switch. Table pulls out underneath the bed right here. And we have towels in that cabinet, your comfortable bed, an outlet there, and then 2 outlets, one there, one there. So 3 outlets total. In here we have your camping journal and some playing cards. And let's dive in a little bit deeper. All right, so back to your sink area. Depending on your van, either this is the on position or it has to be back and on. This van, it happens to be just poked out like that. And then you have a little foot pump down here, makes it pretty handy. You just press with your foot, water shoots out there. They are not electric. So like I said, they're foot pump operated. The water may vacuum in on you. This jug may kind of vacuum in on you, and you have to release the pressure with that valve there or by unscrewing the cap back there. It's a black cap. And that is how you empty these tanks. So there's a cap on that one. And this is your gray tank. So everything that goes down into the sink goes into this jug right here. We ask that you try not to do any food down into the jug, anything too gross, because it's just sitting in this jug. To empty this, you just unscrew the cap here. Unscrew that black cap. There's a little hose attached to it. You can empty the gray tank anywhere because it's not toxic, and then you can fill up the fresh water by doing the same. It just has a little bit longer hose attached to it. So unscrew the cap, take the hose out, fill her up again. She holds 5 gallons. And this tends to last people about 5 days before needing to refill. And just a quick overview of gear here. Like we say, eating utensils, fire, chef's knife, can opener, wine opener, all the cooking utensils you'll need, scissors. In here, a couple of cans of bear spray, bug spray, because this is mosquito season. Flashlights if you should need it. First aid kit. There's some soap for doing your dishes. Some different variety of bags, trash bags. In the cabinets up above the sink, you'll see bowls, plates, cups in here, as well as a cutting board. And we appreciate you using the cutting board instead of this countertop. On this side, we have your Jetboil, a French press, a couple of River Wild camping mugs. In here is your Jetboil fuel, pot holders. So completely okay to use the Jetboil inside the van. It just can get very hot. So make sure you don't put the hot ring on the countertop here. Please use the pot holders. You'll have window coverings here for your slider window. And then the curtains can pull across to black out the cab. Over here, let's check the refrigerator. So we'll put these cushions up on the bed. And then lift this up. I like to give this little metal thing a push to lock that in place. And then here's your fridge number 1. You can control the refrigerator temperature. Number 2, and you can make 1 freezer, 1 fridge, whatever works best for you. And the cabinet over the bed, so open that up. Like we say, there's towels and there's some window coverings for the windows there. They just magnetize right on. table pulls out. So it's hidden under the bed, but it slides right out. Gives you some pretty good space there. Alrighty, so over here we've got your light controls, whoop, whoop. Your heater. So notice you're on the flame setting, you wake it up. And then select whatever temperature you would like by turning the dial. So we'll be at 70 degrees for now, set that. That's your timer, so it's on the infinity symbol, which means it will kick on and off as you reach your temperature, or you can set a specific time, 10 minutes, 720 minutes, so kind of whatever you like. The infinity symbol is sort of the most helpful. Set that, and your red ring turns on, which means the heat will start to work here pretty soon. The heat runs off the electrical, which is in the back of the van, and it runs off the gas tank of the van itself. So the manufacturer recommends that you have at least 1/4 of a tank of gas when you run the heater, and that's so you don't run out of gas. And the heat, the hot air comes out from down underneath this ledge here, and it heats up pretty quickly. And back over here, so how you turn the heat off, click it again, and you'll see off. Just one thing to note with the heater, you could accidentally change it where now I'm in settings or calendar, and you just want to make sure you're on the flames. So just open storage under this bench seat on this side. There's a fire extinguisher over here. And then under here is just empty space, good for backpacks or groceries. And down in here, so you can access your gear storage from inside the van. In that bin right there is your camping gear, and on this side would be a good place to have your luggage, so you can get in there without having to exit the van. And opening the door, the slider door from the inside, just turn this all the way to the right, and then it will open up for you. Let's get a little peek inside the van from this way. Really good angle to see everything. Again, fridge over here under that cabinet. Storage here. Some included gear and equipment. And so you can see under here, I don't think I opened this cabinet up yet. This is just empty storage space. On the back right, you'll see a little black circle. That's the intake for the heater. You just want to make sure that area is mostly clear. You could put stuff back here, but just don't close it off with like a bag or something. Close the van, you just pull this up out toward you and give her a good little slam. You can know it's closed because this area is flush right there. Another cool thing to note is you can make up a second bed here. So these bench seats will become one bed, and I'll show you the platform in the back. Moving around to the back side of the van, open this door, and this one, and those are your window coverings. They magnetize right onto the metal, and you have a fan above the bed. The fan is real nice. Feel free to run that all night long. There's a power button there, and it has a rain sensor on it, so meaning if it rains, it will automatically close. As I had mentioned, you can make out a second bed in the van. So this unscrews here, this little pin. You slide this piece of wood out, and it has these metal lips on it. These go on either side of those bench seats, and then the cushions can make up a second bed. Over here we have a couple of camping chairs. We have a few different camping chairs included. So some are like these, and some are like a little bit smaller. They just like make up into camping chairs. And then this is a canopy. This customer rented a canopy, so that's where the canopy would be, and that's good. Obviously you can have it out back here, and good for, keeping the rain out while you're cooking, things like that. Inside this bin here is all of your storage for your camping gear. In this blue bin, we've got your camping stove, 2-burner stove. We'll get you started with some propane. If you plan on doing a good amount of cooking, you may want to pick up an extra can of propane. And then we've got a camping table here, which we appreciate you cooking outside the van on the camping table. A little water basin. There's a hatchet, there's a shovel, and pots and pans, of course. There's a tarp. So like I say, lots of your camping gear here. Also back here, nothing you need to do with any of this electrical system, but those are your battery banks. They charge by the sun with the solar panels, and then they also charge by the alternator as you drive. So they provide a good amount of power. These vans are meant to be off-grid, so no need to plug in. Those cords are just extra power if you were to stay put for a long time and had cloud coverage. You have the backup shore power, but no need to do shore power here. You're good to go with just the battery banks and the charger. We've got a inverter panel. That's that blue panel there. That's pressed on. And then your breaker switch back here. So with the breaker switch, that would only flip if you use something that was a little too powerful for our system here. So like a hair dryer is probably going to be too powerful. A few things like that. As we're wrapping up here, one thing to touch base on is in Alaska, we have rock that gets laid down all winter. So they don't do salt here. They lay down rock because salt attracts animals to the roadway. And we've certainly got a lot of animals and we don't want them on our roads. So they lay rocks down all winter, and it makes it so there's a lot of kick up. So you want to leave space between you and the car in front of you. And if you end up getting any rock chips, please let us know right away. If they happen to be like anywhere along the edge, along the perimeter, those are more likely to grow quickly. So if you get any of those, that's something that's probably going to need to be sealed right away before it gets out of hand. So your van may have a couple, let's see, this one has a couple here and they've been sealed. But yep, you might end up getting a van with a couple of rock chips on the windshield already, but those have been sealed. So just let us know while you're on your trip if you end up getting any rock chips. Important to remember when driving a vehicle this size, about 21 feet, so not as big as your Class C motorhomes, but still bigger than your normal car. Make sure you pull slow and wide to avoid anything, and sometimes you have to readjust, but we appreciate you being careful with our vans. Another thing to watch out for are tree branches, because you could pick up a tree branch and just completely scratch an entire side of the van, which ends up being pretty expensive to fix. All right, that wraps up your camper van tour for today. Please let us know if you have any questions. You can text or call us, and we hope you absolutely love your van and love Alaska and have the best road trip. We'll talk to you soon.